Folks, let's talk about eggs. Not the kind you win in Mario Kart, but the ones you scramble, fry, or maybe hard-boil to death in a fit of culinary rage. Eggs are a staple in many households, a versatile ingredient that can be transformed into a myriad of dishes. From the classic scrambled eggs to the more sophisticated eggs Benedict, they are a breakfast favorite. But recently something has scrambled the egg market, and it's not your morning spatula. America, we have an egg problem. Prices are up, shelves are looking bare, and breakfast just isn't the same. The once abundant and affordable egg has become a rare commodity, leaving many of us scratching our heads and wondering what went wrong. It's not just about the inconvenience, it's about the impact on our daily lives and routines. The humble egg, which was once taken for granted, is now at the center of a national crisis. It's enough to make a grown man cry over his empty plate of eggs. Benedict. Imagine waking up on a Sunday morning, looking forward to a hearty breakfast, only to find that your favorite eggs are nowhere to be found. The disappointment is palpable, and it's a feeling shared by many across the country. The egg, a symbol of comfort and nourishment, has become a source of frustration and despair. So what's the deal? Avian flu, inflation, and good old-fashioned supply chain chaos have created a perfect storm in the poultry world. The avian flu has decimated flocks, leading to a significant reduction in egg production. Inflation has driven up the cost of feed and other essentials, making it more expensive to raise chickens. And the supply chain issues have made it difficult to get eggs from the farm to the store shelves. It's a trifecta of trouble that has left the egg industry reeling. We're used to cheap eggs in America, but those days might be gone like your chances of winning a staring contest with a chicken. For years, eggs have been one of the most affordable sources of protein, a staple in many diets. But now, with prices soaring, many are finding it difficult to justify the cost. The days of the cheap egg may be behind us, and it's a reality that many are struggling to come to terms with. Some folks are looking abroad for solutions. Finland, with its happy hens and plentiful eggs, seems like a Scandinavian savior. The Finnish egg industry has managed to avoid many of the issues plaguing the American market, thanks to their stringent biosecurity measures and efficient supply chains. Their hens are healthy, their production is steady, and their shelves are stocked. It's a stark contrast to the situation here in the US, and it's no wonder that some are looking to Finland for answers. But hold on to your waffle irons, because importing our way out of this mess isn't as easy as it sounds. While it might seem like a simple solution to just bring in eggs from abroad, the reality is much more complicated. There are numerous logistical challenges to overcome, from transportation to storage to ensuring that the eggs meet US safety standards. And then there's the cost, which can be prohibitive. It's not just a matter of shipping eggs across the ocean, it's about navigating a complex web of regulations and logistics. There are oceans between us and not just the Atlantic. We're talking about differences in economics, logistics, and even how we like our eggs cooked. The Finnish egg industry operates under a different set of economic conditions with different cost structures and market dynamics. And then there's the cultural aspect. The way we consume eggs in the US is different from how they do it in Finland. These differences make it challenging to simply adopt their solutions wholesale. So, while Finland might be living the egg-cellent life, their solutions might not translate to our side of the pond. The Finnish model is certainly admirable, and there are lessons to be learned, but the reality is that we need to find our own solutions to the egg crisis. It's going to take a concerted effort from farmers, policymakers, and consumers to navigate this challenging time. The Great American Egg Panic is a wake-up call, reminding us of the fragility of our food systems and the importance of resilience and adaptability. Let's compare and contrast, shall we? American egg production is all about efficiency. Think massive barns, thousands of chickens and eggs rolling out faster than Taylor Swift tickets on sale. Finland, on the other hand, is basically the Scandinavian spa retreat for chickens. They've got these things called furnished cages, which sound fancy but are basically studio apartments for hens. More space, more freedom, more clucking around like they own the place. Now, I'm not saying American chickens are living in squalor, they're just efficiently housed. It's like comparing a budget airline to a first-class flight. Both will get you there, but one involves a lot more personal space and tiny pretzels. The point is, these different approaches to egg production have big implications for cost, ethics, and whether your omelet feels conflicted about its existence. Here's the thing about those Finnish chickens living their best lives. It costs money. More space, more organic feed, more tiny chicken sweaters, it all adds up. Finnish eggs are lovely, but they ain't cheap. American consumers, meanwhile, are used to eggs being cheaper than a gym membership you never use. We want our omelets fluffy and our wallets equally so. Importing Finnish eggs would mean either swallowing those higher prices or finding a way to subsidize the cost. And let's not forget about American egg farmers. Flooding the market with Finnish eggs would be like inviting a Viking horde to a pancake breakfast. They'd clean up and our local farmers would be left with a stack of bills and a whole lot of unsold eggs. Economics, like a stubborn yolk stain, is a tricky thing to get out of the equation. Section 4, from Helsinki to your plate, a logistical nightmare. Okay, let's say we throw economics out the window and decide to airlift millions of Finnish eggs to the US. Sounds simple, right? Just load them up on cargo planes and send them across the Atlantic. But wait, have you ever thought about the sheer scale of this operation? We're talking about millions of eggs, each one needing to be carefully packed and handled to avoid breakage. Just call up Tom Hanks from Castaway. He's got experience with long-distance deliveries. But even Tom Hanks would find this task daunting. Remember, in the movie, he was dealing with a single volleyball, not millions of fragile eggs. Except it's not that easy. The logistics of transporting perishable goods like eggs are incredibly complex. You can't just throw them in a box and hope for the best. We're talking about perishable goods, folks. Eggs need to be kept at a specific temperature to remain fresh. Any deviation, and you risk spoiling the entire shipment. Eggs aren't exactly known for their shelf life. They have a limited window of freshness, and once that window closes, they're no good. This means timing is everything. Shipping them across the Atlantic would require refrigerated trucks, cargo planes, and enough bubble wrap to make a bubble bath for a giant. And that's just the beginning. Each step of the journey needs to be meticulously planned and executed to ensure the eggs remain at the right temperature. And even if those eggs arrived in pristine condition, we'd still need to distribute them across this great land of ours. This means more refrigerated trucks, more careful handling, and more opportunities for things to go wrong. Remember the great toilet paper shortage of 2020? Now imagine that, but with eggs. People rushing to stores, shelves empty within minutes, and a general sense of panic. Imagine that, but with eggshells. Broken eggs everywhere, people scrambling to find even a single carton, and a lot of unhappy customers. Logistically speaking, importing eggs from Finland is like trying to build a house of cards on a roller coaster. Every step of the process is fraught with challenges, and the slightest mistake can bring the whole thing crashing down. It's ambitious, messy, and likely to end in a big, yolky mess. So, while it might be fun to imagine a world where Finnish eggs are just a plane ride away, the reality is far more complicated. The next time you crack open an egg, take a moment to appreciate the local supply chain that brought it to your plate. It might not be as glamorous as an international airlift, but it's a lot more reliable. Section 5. A matter of taste egg culture clash. Eggs are a staple in many diets around the world, but how they are prepared and enjoyed can vary greatly from one culture to another. Here's a fun fact. Americans eat their eggs differently than Finns. In the United States, eggs are a breakfast favorite, often served in a variety of styles that cater to different tastes and preferences. We like them scrambled, fried, poached, you name it. Scrambled eggs are fluffy and light, a quick and easy option for busy mornings. Fried eggs, with their crispy edges and runny yolks, are perfect for dipping toast. Poached eggs, with their delicate texture, are often seen as a more sophisticated choice, ideal for brunch. Finns, on the other hand, are big fans of boiled eggs. In Finland, boiled eggs are a breakfast staple, enjoyed for their simplicity and nutritional value. They are often served with a sprinkle of salt and a slice of rye bread. They even have these adorable little egg cups, which are basically tiny hot tubs for your breakfast. These egg cups are not just functional, but also add a touch of charm to the breakfast table. They come in various designs, from simple and elegant to whimsical and fun. Now, I'm not saying Americans wouldn't acquire a taste for boiled eggs. In fact, many Americans do enjoy them, especially those who appreciate a more straightforward approach to breakfast. After all, we've embraced all sorts of culinary oddities like pumpkin spice lattes and deep-fried butter. Our willingness to experiment with flavors and textures is part of what makes American cuisine so diverse and exciting. But there's a certain cultural comfort in cracking open a runny yolk or dipping toast into a perfectly poached egg. These rituals are more than just about eating. They are about the sensory experience, the satisfaction of a familiar routine. Food is about more than just sustenance, it's about tradition, familiarity, and maybe a little bit of national pride. The way we prepare and enjoy our eggs can tell a story about our cultural heritage and personal preferences, and in the great egg debate, our palates might be more aligned with our own backyard chickens than those living the good life in Finland. Whether it's the free-range hens in American backyards or the well-cared-for chickens on Finnish farms, the eggs they produce are a reflection of our respective lifestyles and values. So, next time you crack open an egg, take a moment to appreciate the cultural journey it represents.